like this year we're restructuring, we're moving furniture around, like I said before, and we're gonna be all right next year. After this year, we're gonna be back in the NFC Championship. We don't take long.
Ty, we promise to be real on this.
I'm being real. You know what the problem is? It's hurtful for you to hear that because you guys got a long ways to go. You don't feel what I feel for my team, for your team. That's why.
You think your quarterback who ain't even getting paid, who is still walking around in his little Dockers and can't even get paid, and hey, we don't even appreciate you, and we bring in a backup quarterback behind you? You think you guys walking into a good locker room ready to go for next year? You think we promise to be for real.
Yes, we in episode 5.
Welcome to episode 5 of the Be4Real podcast. I am your host, Taryn It Up. This is my co-host, Coach Ty. And we are coming to you from San Diego, California. And hey,
West Coast
is the best coast.
Yes.
And we're going to open this episode and get right into some champagne. And you know what? We are going to dedicate this to them Padres because you know what? While Jerry Jones is out here still not doing anything, still making me mad, still having my panties in a wad over here. Well, if I wore them, then I would have them in it. We are going to celebrate the Padres because we are number 1 in the league. And you know what? All my Dodger friends, all my Dodger followers who are telling us to calm down, the season's early. You know what? I truly believe in celebrating all of life's wins. No matter how big or how small, the world is always going to break us down. And sometimes we have to be our own fans and we have to cheer for ourselves. So you know what? While we sitting on top and while we over them Dodgers after they just went to the White House. Ooh, this one's pretty. It's a different color. Yeah. Anyways, we got new champagne this week. We trying. So, hey, instead of them Cowboys, how about them Padres?
Go Padres.
And cheers to being in first place. Now just fucking stay there and bring me a ring. So I'm excited in some type of sport in my life.
That's good. They're 14-3? I think you were telling me that, right?
We may have cut it real close to the 90-second mark on me cussing. I gotta watch my mouth. Sometimes I cuss too much. What did you say?
They're 14-3, right?
Yeah, I think so. I just looked it up right before we.
What is the Dodgers?
See, this is why I need my notepad, Ty, because I would have known and it would have been written down, but my mind, I don't remember.
What is the Dodgers?
I think they're 2 games behind us, but then the Padres won today, and the Dodgers are playing right now, and they were tied 1-1, and they're playing the Cubs. Yeah, because we were playing the Rockies. They're playing the Cubs right now.
So I'm an old Padre fan, like way back, Jack Murphy Stadium with Gary Templeton and Goose Gossage, and when you can pronounce the.
No, I don't know because I'm a bandwagon fan, and I've only been a fan the last 2 years. So when I was sitting here being like, they're starting off so hot, and then I was like, I couldn't even tell you if this is like historic or anything because I'm a bandwagon. I'm brand new. But I'm so committed. I'm so deep. You would never even know.
Yeah, you are. But I was gonna say, like, I'm way back from the Murph. My dad used to take me to the Padre games back then, and as a kid, I don't even know. I'm assuming the Dodgers was a rival back then, but I don't remember none of that. I just remember like being excited for the Padres, but today,
the local team.
I'm still a Padre fan, but I'm just not. Maybe I don't know. Am I still a Padre fan if I don't believe?
Yeah, because it's not like you're out here cheering for some other team or
I don't have no other.
You're just not that into baseball.
Yeah. But I am a Padre fan. And I'm still a Padre. I don't know if I'm deep as I am when I was growing up, but.
I think that's why the Oakland A's are always going to be special to me because I grew up, my dad taking us. So my older brother was like a total Oakland A's fan. And so we grew up going to the games and everything. And like, I don't know. We would go to the A's games over the Giants games because when you have 3 kids, it's cheaper to do that. So, like, and especially the A's and Yankees games, those were good back in the day. I'm telling you, we were at a game one time. Okay, so we're sitting there. I got to be like no older than 12 years old, right? So it's me and my brothers and my dad, and we're sitting there. And this fool, and he was a scrawny, tiny little thing, throws a hot dog, and it hits the biggest dude I've ever seen in my life. And it was a Yankees fan it hit. This fool stands up. He comes right up next to us on this, because he's in the section right next to us. Yeah. Everyone starts pointing like, no, I mean, this fool was huge. He was a big guy. He comes up, starts fighting this fool. And so my dad just like, yeah, let's not tell your mom about this one. Like, but I remember that as a kid. Like that was, so I love the A's for that aspect. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with the Padres.
Does your son, I know he plays baseball, but does he, I know like when I was growing up, I played baseball. I was very good at baseball, right? I was real good at baseball. And I ain't gonna say the high school. I went to Mission Bay, but I remember.
I'm not gonna say what high school. I went to Mission Bay. I know. I was like, why not shout him out? All the time.
I know, but I'm at Madison, so I'll be like, but anyways, shout out to my alma mater.
It's your roots.
But I love playing the game. I didn't care too much of watching it on TV. So is Austin like that?
You know what? He actually just watched highlights this morning and had baseball on TV, and I was like, "Oh, this."
But to watch the whole game, like my.
But he's just never really been into it. Like he's never been a big into watching sports. Like I've tried to get him to watch football with me and become a Cowboys fan. I named him after a Cowboys player. Like, fool, you're supposed to be a Cowboys fan. What are you doing? But I mean, you know, I'm not gonna like force him.
Yeah.
But obviously, I didn't like instill it in him enough when he was like young and had no words and was impressionable.
I think this kid's attention span. You know, my son. You know, he's a quarterback, and he won't even watch a whole. He'll start yawning before it even gets to halftime in football.
Is it because he's not playing though?
I think like he wants his attention.
And he's a quarterback, so he's so used to being the man on every play.
Yeah, but you know what he does is he goes to cheat code 101 YouTube. So he goes to the highlights and be like, I saw this game. I saw this. And I'm like, you saw the highlights.
You didn't even watch
it. But how do you learn if you don't watch? I don't know. So I was just asking if my son's the only odd.
No, they just want the like easy route. They want the shortened version. Yeah.
Like I got things. I got to go get back on that game.
Yeah, like,
the video game. So let me just watch the highlight.
I think as he gets older, I'd be going through that. And then I'm like, oh my God, I sound like I really am a parent. Because I'd be like, these damn kids.
Sheesh. So I got to ask you, what about, I think we were talking about it just a little bit. And I don't think you know a whole lot about it. I just learned a little bit about it. How do you feel about these college kids getting NIL deals? And these NIL deals are like, they're up there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 million. College students getting paid. Like I'm for it, especially with the jerseys being sold and the revenue they make off the kids. I think they need to, if they really want to dig into the pockets of the college football, because they make billions.
So much money.
These kids got to, wherever you have an agent, I don't know how it works, an agent, whatever it may be, your mom, your manager, your momager, as they
mom
say,
and dad telling you what to do.
Attack or go after these college football revenue from the TV views or the TV viewing. You know how a lot of people tune in to watch. They get, if I'm not mistaken, they get revenue from that. The more viewers.
Oh,
yeah, okay. That's where the money is. That's where all the money is coming from. So to pay Nico.
But wait, who gets that money? The individual players or like the team splits it?
I don't know how that works. I just know college.
But you want they're making
views. Yeah. And these coaches are getting paid $8 million, $10 million a season, college football. But I know I just seen Nico. I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm not even going to mess it up for you. But he's from the Tennessee quarterback. I think he was scheduled to get $2.4 million this year. He wanted $4 million because he just saw the Georgia quarterback Beck, I don't know if I'm saying that. Beck. I think it's Beck, the Georgia quarterback.
No
he transferred from Georgia to Florida because Florida is giving him $4 million to play there. So Nico won $4 million because of that. If I'm reading this right, so he sits out. I don't want to say sit out because that's more NFL. Well, I guess he did. He didn't go to practice. He stopped going to practice until he gets to $4 million. So Tennessee said, bye, we'll see you later. So he entered the transfer portal. But my thing is, do you think they should be getting paid that much? That's a lot. Like, forget the NFL. I spent 4 years in college and be.
Do they get paid like in the NFL? Like if they, because I don't know how NIL deals work, so I'm so naive on this. But like by going to a different team. Because what I'm getting at is like the money in the NFL and how it's become like people and players just like jump around.
So
is it like that?
It's becoming like that, or it has been like that. So that's why you see so many kids in the transfer portal now. There's a lot of kids in the transfer portal, right? So if you got a kid at San Diego State and his NIL is, I don't know, I'm just going to throw a number out there, 1.5. Well, a place like Florida State would say, hey, come play for us. We'll give you $3.5 million. And so I
don't like that at all.
He entered the transfer portal. He had transferred to Florida State to play for $3.5 million. And so that's what all these, to build their programs, they're like, we got more money here. We can pay you more.
You're changing the game to be about all the wrong things. You're changing it to be all about money. And do we not learn that? And like, I'm sorry, but like, honestly, you're a college kid. What the fuck do you need $4 million for? And here's what I'm going to say, because I do believe, don't you dare profit off these athletes and take all this money from them. And they do deserve to make something, because college sports is a huge thing. It draws a lot of attention. It's some of these big schools, like, yes, these athletes deserve to be paid. They deserve to make money. Like, how, what, why, like, that gets confusing, but millions?
I hear you on that one, right? But listen to this. Austin is playing baseball at Stanford. Austin is one of the best players in the nation. His jersey sales last year, they made revenue of $2.5 million from his jersey sales. He made no money from that. Do you think he deserves a piece of that? Do you think he deserves at least $1 million from that? Or $1.5 million from that?
Listen, I think he deserves some. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so they made 2 points off of his likeness, his number, his name, his jersey. You don't think he should get 1.5 million? Actually, he should get all the revenue because it's him.
I know. See that? But then you got to go into like making it, and like there is costs that need to be taken. Like, I mean, that gets to be an interesting conversation.
And stadiums fill up because they come to see.
Okay, so
Austin
previous
play.
to all these NIL deals, though, college players, were they just not making money?
No. Before that.
So that's why when they got in the NFL, that was their big payday.
Yes. Let me tell you something. I mean, there was a lot of under the table. There was a lot of
because people got in trouble.
When I
for
played
that
college,
shit.
and I know some college players, it was Roman noodle. It was noodles. I mean, we're in the dorm starving.
See, and I don't believe in that, because I do think you need to be well taken care of. You should be able to have enough money that you can like rehab your body. You know what I mean? Yeah. Go do all those extra things, that cryotherapy, the massages, the different things. Like, you should have enough to do all that. But like,
no,
But you see some of these college players right now, they living in these fucking penthouses downtown, skyscraper. Like,
imagine
I'm over here, like, you know what I mean? I'm a single, like.
Imagine getting up 5 a.m. every morning, putting your body through a lot of stuff, and then packing stadiums, and people are coming to see you play, not the coaches.
Yeah.
Right. Imagine that, and then you find out your head coach makes $15.5 million a year. How do your head coach makes that? Off the back of these college kids. Now, I don't want to say it like that, but off the back of these college kids,
to get paid. Everyone deserves to get paid. But you know what? Like, you give these college kids some money, though, and then they get in trouble. You know what I mean? And like...
Yeah, but you can't... you can't do modern slavery.
No, not at all.
Look, before it was under the table, right?
But do you think there should be some type of program for these college kids that like you have someone who walks hand in hand with you through this as you're getting this money and like helps you to manage it, helps you to, you know what I mean? Like not.
Yeah. I believe some colleges have them in place.
But then it gets sticky because I don't believe no one should be over your money or hold your shit or be like, let me tell you how to. I don't believe in that, but I do believe we should have like resources for teaching these kids because like if you gave me $2 million at 20.
Yeah. No, I think some programs have it. I think Prime have it. He has things like that set up.
Okay,
but let me play devil advocate. Do you get some kind of program set up for coaches like that too? Because they're out going getting drunk and DUIs and blowing their money on private.
And they do
private, not just private dancers
and women that ain't their wives.
So I don't know, but I do believe they should get paid and they should get their money. I don't believe. I think it's messing up the game when you have other colleges offering higher to make them jump. Like,
see, I don't like that.
Business. I mean, it becomes NFL-ish. Now.
It does. And I want it to be about the team. You want to play for the team, the community, the rivalry. It's just like NFL players now. It's hard because they be bouncing around. Like, you don't have the teams that, like, stick together. Like, the Emmitt Smiths who, you know what I mean? Like, the Troy Aikmans. Like, you don't have those players. I mean, you do have some. And I feel like there are, like, a Jason Kelce on the Eagles. He made the career out of the Eagles. But, like, that's rare, I feel.
The pros is different. The pros are.
But don't you think college should also be? I mean, I guess some kids go to like junior college first and stuff.
I think college should be like, okay, we're recruiting you. You came really good. Okay, you have an NIL deal, $2.5 million for 4 years, or 2 years, or 3 years, but you cannot transfer. You're locked in. It has to be something like that.
There has to be a way for everyone to win. You know what I mean? Like there's a way for everyone to win on this and but like, I do believe they should be getting paid. There's no way like they should be because, okay, so then who was making the money before? Who was all the money going to?
The university, the coaches, I don't know what Nick Saban, I think I could be wrong, but Nick Saban was up there. He was getting, don't get me wrong, Nick Saban is a very good coach, but some of these coaches are up in the 18 to 25 million a year. Shit, if I look up Coach K, Coach K had to have been up there making money, and then meanwhile, you're living in they're living in a $3.5 million house.
I know.
And these kids in a dorm starving.
See, and I don't believe in that. That ain't right. And you should be like taking care. If you are a coach, then you should be taking care of your team at that point.
Some try, but
Jerry Jones, I'll coach the Dallas Cowboys for just $2 million. I'll be the cheapest thing for you.
They're not letting you coach the Dallas Cowboys.
I'll get these boys in check. I will get their ass in check. I will get us a ring. I will get their fire lit under them.
Get out of here. They ain't letting you coach.
No, I really do believe if you put your mind to it, like, everything I have said and I've guaranteed people like I could do this, I've stepped in and I've done it. So
there's a semi-pro team you can coach in Dallas. I think they're called the Texas too. They look just like, I saw it on Instagram.
No, I want the Cowboys. I want the big stage. I'm not trying to,
they're the Cowboys. They look just like the Cowboys. They just off the couch.
But they don't have my heart the way the Dallas Cowboys have.
If you start there.
But I don't know them enough to motivate them. I can't go. I don't even know what their history is. I don't know, like.
Well, they go to work on Monday morning.
I need to go in and I need to yell at the Dallas Cowboys that, listen, it's been 30 years. 30 years. The last time they did anything, I was 10 years old. I'm a grown-ass woman with a kid who's a teen now. Like.
And then the guy who makes.
I know our history. I know how to light the fire.
The guy who makes $85 million. Who girlfriend is this? And why is she in here?
Who is this drunk bitch? Who let her talk? Like,
she makes $2 million. I make that in 2 weeks. Hey, get your ass up out of here. They barely listen to the coach now because they make so much money. The pro players, they make so much more money than the coaches. So I don't know. But I just wanted to pick your brain on the college stuff.
Speaking of coaches, you know what, Coach? Like, I saw Dan Campbell's birthday is today, and his wife posted this like "Happy Birthday, Coach" thing, and I was just like, you know what, this man is so amazing, but like, I just hate you because you're not my coach, but like, you're just such a like. Why isn't he my coach?
So when do you think? When will you? I ain't even gonna put the pressure on you on Dallas winning the Super Bowl. When will you think? When you think they'll get to the next NFC Championship? And this is be for real, right?
If we're being for real, it's not going to be until Jerry like stops playing games
give me a year. You feel in your heart. 5 years,
I don't
6
know,
years from
have
now.
the
You don't even gotta give me a year. Give me.
You know how the Simpsons always predict everything? Have they predicted when Jerry's like going to the other side of things? You know what? I don't know. Like, listen, the Jones family, Stephen Jones, I feel like is making a lot of our decisions too. I don't know if after Jerry, when Stephen comes in, if things are going to be different. I really don't know if this is just like, where do we break that generational curse of Jones? Like, where's the new generation? But you know what? We aren't hungry. And if you don't have an owner who's hungry, we're never going to be good. So I will tell you, TBD.
Yeah.
Until we see them ready, like, remember when Zeke and his, like, when we get that energy again.
Yeah. Sorry, Dallas fans. I'm going to be for real on this one. And maybe it's just the expectation of what we have as Niners fans and faithfuls. I give us a year. And we'll be back in the NFC.
Oh, shut up. Okay, now we're not being for real because you guys have said that after every Super Bowl loss. And what happened last year? You guys didn't even make the playoffs. You didn't even make it to the playoffs.
We don't take long to do what we got to do.
Oh, my God.
We're not Jerry.
Hey, wait. Okay, I do have a real question.
We get to, we go get the player. Like this year, we're restructuring, we're moving furniture around, like I said before, and we're gonna be all right next year. After this year, we're gonna be back in the NFC Championship. We don't take long.
Ty, we promise to be real on this.
I'm being real. You know what the problem is? It's hurtful for you to hear that because you know you guys got a long ways to go. You don't feel what I feel for my team, for your team. That's why.
You think your quarterback who ain't even getting paid, who is still walking around in his little Dockers and can't even get paid, and hey, we don't even appreciate you, and we bring in a backup quarterback behind you? You think you guys walking into a good locker room ready to go for next year? You think that we promise to be for real. I'm gonna take that helmet. I'm gonna throw it at you in a second.
What are young
I'm just kidding.
Say?
I'll drink champagne and not get violent.
What's that word? You're capping right now because you're trying to build something. They're gonna pay Brock. They're gonna pay Brock. They're going to get it, Brock. I don't know if they're going to get to the number that he wants to get to, but they're going to pay Brock. Where do you think Brock going to go? Do you think he's going to sit out a year? You think he's going to get traded?
No, he's going to play, but I think that's a shitty-ass position to be in. I think you're going to feel unappreciated. I'd feel unappreciated. If I busted my ass for this team and I've given them I do think Brock has played with his heart. I don't think he's someone who's ever given up. Like, I may not have a lot to say about his quality in quarterback, but I do think he's someone who's always there, always present, always, even like when you guys have lost the Super Bowl, I do think he's been someone who, like, you know, if we're being real, like, who kind of took it on the chin for the team in these post-game interviews and everything and was there and, like, took accountability. Like, that's a lot in a player. That says a lot about your quarterback.
He's
and, like,
get paid.
Then why haven't you? Listen, part of this shit is you pay them.
It doesn't.
No, I need to know I'm appreciated right now. I don't want to wait on it. I don't want to wait on it.
You don't have to wait on it because you're not a Niner fan.
I know. I'm talking I'm speaking for Brock right now. Listen to me being his advocate over here.
Oh, you're speaking for a Niner quarterback.
No, but I'm speaking for any player.
This is Niner business.
I'm speaking for any player right now. I've spoken on this for the Cowboys because the Cowboys wait to sign everyone until the last second. We still haven't signed Micah. We still haven't signed Micah.
Let me put
How many episodes ago did we talk about Micah?
I'm gonna silence everything you saying.
All right.
I will be worried if they don't give Brock. I would be worried if Jerry Jones was our owner and they was trying to sign and they was trying to get Brock his number or get his money. But we don't have Jerry Jones as our owner.
Wait, what?
Jerry don't pay nobody.
Well, yeah. Wait.
I'm saying I'll be worried if he was the owner of San Francisco and Brock was trying to get paid. Then I'll be worried, like you worried.
But instead
you got about a lot of players who Jerry. But I'm not. We don't have him. We're good. The York's gonna get it done. Cal's gonna get it done. He's gonna be fine. You know what it is. You're hoping it doesn't be fine, so it can kind of feel good about your shitty season that's gonna come up.
No, not that part, but the first part you got dead on. The second part, I ain't worried about our season.
Mark my words. After this year, we're going back to the NFC Championship. We don't take long to do what we got to do. Taryn, I know you don't like it.
Listen,
I know
we
because you're at the bottom.
Overshown coming in 0 this year. Oh, he just released his jersey the other day. Overshown.
Who's that?
Don't ask me what position he's on defense. He's dope.
Who's Overshown?
He was hurt last year.
And he's coming in this year to dominate?
No, he's amazing. No, he's super good. He's one of our defensive players. Our defense we have a dope squad. I just don't know positions to know. But like
Mike is as good as
he doesn't play the same position as Micah.
No.
They're not the same.
Yeah, we know nobody's worried about Dallas.
Anyways, okay. Can we get into the what the fuck moment? Because I really need to speak on my what the fuck moment, because this one comes specifically, as I say here, in a Padres hat, Padres jersey. And this one gets dedicated specifically.
Which one? What is it about?
So Myrna's husband, Richard, is a Dodgers fan. So this is dedicated to Richard, because my what the fuck moment, and this one, okay, but I have to preface this and say I feel really bad that this is my what the fuck moment, because deep down and silently in between me and you and everyone else who listens to this podcast, like, I think Freddie Freeman's dope. But this circles around Freddie Freeman, because how do you go from being the man who in the World Series last year, bases loaded, walks up, grand slam, knocks it out, and like, listen, Freddie Freeman, the whole playoff. Freeman? He's on the Dodgers.
What position do you play? Pitcher?
No, he's not a pitcher. What position does Freddie play?
I don't know, but go.
He's not outfield.
I know he's on the Dodgers, so. What happened?
I don't know. I feel like I should know what position. He's not a pitcher. He's not a catcher. Padre,
so who cares?
Oh, first base.
Okay.
He may play another position, but yeah, first base. Okay. See, I don't pay attention. I need to watch. Otherwise, I don't remember anything. Right. But anyways, he was the World Series MVP too. So World Series MVP. Why is he not playing right now?
Why? He's not playing?
Because he sprained his ankle in the shower. Okay, first of all, this poor man, because
take a shower and be aware.
Hey, coach, I am gonna need today off. I was in the shower and I sprained my ankle, which I'm not even gonna get into what he was doing in the shower that led to that. But I feel like that is in his contract. Like, you can't perform dangerous activities.
You think some activities is going? Hey, it's on his off time. Hey, get it in.
Get your little, what is that, anti-slip pad though, so you ain't slipping around.
Make her hold on to some rails. Your team needs you.
You're the World Series MVP. You out here spraining your ankle in the shower?
Sit down. Let her get on top.
All right, team. I need you to gather up. So Freddie's not going to make it. He sprained his ankle in the shower earlier. The fuck? Yeah. Tell me you wouldn't laugh if
Nah, yeah. I'd definitely be in that clubhouse hey, how'd you do that?
I was just in the shower though.
Yeah. Can you imagine he's trying to tell a straight story nah, man, I slipped off. Yeah, right. Who was you in the shower with?
But how do you even make up a story? It can happen though.
You can slip.
No, I mean, I get it. I've slipped and
yeah.
Or maybe this is just me, but the other day I was washing my hair and I turned around and I thought there was something crawling on the wall, but then it was my shadow. So you know what I mean? Something like that where you accidentally slip or
Yo, past that shit. I want to get high too. I want to see shit too. Past that shit.
Because the shower is my.
You saw your own shadow and was like, past that shit. I want to get high and see shit too. I want to see shadows.
Okay, it wasn't like that. But I was deep in thought and then I turned around and wasn't expecting and got caught off guard.
I went to my son's game real quick. This is quick as hell. About shadows, right? I went to my son's game. He was like 6. No, he was probably 7 years old. Basketball game, and I put him in a rec ball. And he ain't know nothing about basketball. They're running down the court on a fast break. They dribble. You know the little kids dribbling. Yeah. He's running down the court looking at the wall.
Oh, my flower's coming undone. Hold on. Have I been over here sloppy the whole time?
No, you were good.
Have you let me?
No. But he's running down looking at the wall. And I'm like, why is he looking at the wall? This fool racing his shadow.
Wait.
During a basketball
Did he win, though?
I don't know. So embarrassing. He's like, and they're on a break. Like, the other kids are over here. He's like, I said,
I love those moments, though. You're just like, what?
He still is racing against his shadow on the basketball court.
You know?
But he turned out to be a pretty good basketball player. But yeah, that's funny. Yeah. So Richard, Dodger fan.
And he talks a lot of shit, so I got to take my opportunity to
They all talk shit.
I know.
Dodger fans are like Raider fans.
Listen, and then they all went to the White House, so they're a bunch of sellouts. Yeah.
I guess they can back it up.
Listen, I'm glad I jumped off that bandwagon. I'm glad I didn't get to celebrate that World Series, even though I did go to the World Series parade. Yeah. Do you know how much shit I got for that? Okay, so Richard and then Yoli is a diehard Dodgers fan too. So we all went to the World Series parade together because the kids are all friends. And so I wasn't going to sit it out, even though I'm a Padres fan. I did wear all black, though. I did not wear anything Dodgers. I didn't even celebrate. I didn't even cheers. But, like, do you know how much I got people hating on me? And they're like, because, okay, I guess all of the tickets sold out to be in the stadium for the parade. But then when they sold out, people started taking those tickets and reselling them for ridiculous amounts of money. So what we paid like $35 a ticket for, people were paying hundreds of dollars. Oh. And so then they were talking shit like, oh, you're a Padres fan and you used up the ticket. Like, I went with my friends who are Dodgers fans. And like, I'm not going to lie, it was really cool to see. Like, I may never see my team, so let me see someone. Like,
and you was dressed like a ninja, so
I was, because I wasn't about to celebrate. I wasn't hopping back. No, I will never be a bandwagoner. That's my biggest pet peeve. I hate when people like, shut up, you just hopping on because they good. Like, yeah. Nah.
I don't even know if I have a what the fuck moment. I guess if I can think back and draw from this weekend.
Anything this week?
Yeah, it's so much go on during basketball tournaments. I think I had a conversation with a ref about I can't remember what he said to me, but I was like, "What? That don't make sense." But yeah, it's so much goes on. I can't remember a lot of it, so I don't know if I have a what the fuck. Maybe it'll come to me later.
Are you even awake? Because you have been on the road, driving, coaching all day. Like, do you need some more champagne? You want me to please? You want me on the road?
On the road, checking my traps.
I have no comment on that.
Oh, I got a what the fuck moment. Here's one. Oh, it's just one because I guess this is always a what the fuck moment, but you guys,
Wait, who's you guys? Is this
parents?
Oh,
yeah, you should. Parents.
Okay.
Pour it sideways so the bubbles won't.
Well, you should pour it then.
But I guess parents they don't know this much about their kids. But so I call a timeout. I draw up a play. Right. I specifically said, you here, you here, you here, you here. This is you.
Yep.
X's and O's on the board.
Plain and simple.
You two line up at the free throw. You right behind each other. When we were taking the ball out, they just scored, but they were running a full court press. The other team was running a press, and so I said, okay, the guy in the front, we got two guys lined up at the free throw line right behind each other, and we got the other two down at the other end. The first guy, you can, I like to call it like a stutter step, and then go pick whatever side you want to go to the corner, and then the opposite guy, and then the other guy behind him goes to the other corner. So they said, okay, coach, we break the huddle. they break the. I guess this
Ready,
is
go.
I was what the fuck. So they break the. No, we come out. I'm sorry, we come out of timeout. Not break the huddle, but I guess it is break the huddle. We came out of timeout. We got a break. They go. So the front guy goes. He does it right. He goes to the left. The guy behind him, he does the little stutter, and then he takes off down the. I think he down the other end, and so the guy at the half court, he comes. I think he came to the middle, or he stood there. So I got one guy in the corner, and we can't get the goddamn ball in. And I'm like, what? And I look at my assistant coach. I'm like, what the fuck? I just drew it up. And everybody said, okay, got you. How
did we end up here?
And then here's the funny part about, I don't know, it's just our kids. But then they act like, what? What did I do wrong? It's all like, yes.
No, that's just kids in general.
That's my what the fuck. What the fuck?
I face that shit at home all the time, and I'm like, "What do you mean? How do you not know?" Like,
yeah. So after the game, I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I don't understand how you guys expect to play varsity and you can't remember plays. You can't remember anything. I literally told you guys like 5 seconds ago where you go, and everybody went the wrong way. And you guys are 17-year-old.
But do you think that like part of that is like their minds and how much they're clicking through things so fast in social media? Like they're not really retaining things in the moment. You know what I mean? Because I feel like when I'm going through things super fast, but I feel like because they've grown up on that, like that's how their minds automatically are sometimes.
It could be. I
go through that with my son. I try to figure out all the time. Like, why do you...
I don't know, but I'm always like on the bench, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand. Then I'm calling out plays. Oh my God. I don't even want to talk no more about it. I love my kids.
But we love them.
We love our kids.
We love them. And that's what we're here to grow them through and help them through and guide them through, no matter how much it stresses us the hell out.
Yeah, so that's my what the fuck. I don't know. You got to be there.
Because somehow adults are supposed to be the one with patience and the ones like...
And then the funny part is you got parents is like, what is my son doing wrong? Not remember plays?
Not going where I told them.
Well, what does he not remember? So, that's my what.
But that goes back to like being like real about your kid too. You know what I mean? You can't like.
But that's the problem. A lot of parents is not real about what they see on the floor. And I said this last time too, is like even parents, not just the kid, the parents, their egos don't match their kid's skill set.
Dude, we just talked about this at dinner last night. Like,
yeah.
Some of these parents, it's like, stop. Like, this is Little League. Like, they're 13 years old, 12, 13. Like,
yeah.
Did you not have a good childhood? Did you not grow up playing sports? Were you not enough? Like, do you want to talk about this? Because the way you're acting is, like, really going to impact your kid.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't know. Never mind. I don't want to say too much. Anyways.
I think I gotta say this to everybody that's watching. I'm not tweaking and I'm not tweaking or nothing. This jersey's uncomfortable. It's the one they wear on the field, and you got to keep pulling it down and pulling over. So it looks like I'm doing.
And he's super extra about his look, so he wants to make sure his shirt's all even.
Yeah, so but. For the most part, I don't want people thinking
he might be tweaking. We don't know yet.
Coach Ty, how are you coaching our kids?
What's wrong with him? He has so much coffee to stay awake, to get from the game, to get here, to film the podcast, to drive all the way from LA here. Like
some drug dealer watching. Get his number. What's his?
I say it all the time though. Sometimes, like when I get going on my stuff, like with how crazy working, like I be a crackhead without the crack. Yeah. Like sometimes when you just get going, you have no choice, and you just like, that adrenaline. Let
me ask you this question: what do you think about these women setting up men, NBA players or I want to say these pro athletes. I know your antennas went up. Like,
I was like, when you talking about women, what you talking about?
Yeah, he was about to. He was like,
sometimes me and Coach Ty fight. So are we fighting or are we getting along on this?
But there are women out there that's what they make a living on, setting up pro athletes. You know, whether it be getting pregnant, whether it be I don't know, getting married and not really may not be really into the athlete like that, but they know they can get, you know, alimony and all that stuff. But I was just reading something about what player was it? It was an NBA player.
Are you asking me like about when you say women that set up, like women that like set up and like
to get their money?
Or like women that set up men, like if you're a pro player, like, and I just get with you, but I'm not really interested in you. We don't really vibe, but I purposely try to get pregnant and like, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. You think, what I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, when things like that happen, you think it's okay for like a person to get paid like $13 million a month? Not a month. I want to say not 13 million a month. I want to say whatever it may be. 900.
No, you know
900,000 a month. Like the child support is like 1.2 a month for one child. Like you think that's okay to? I'm just picking your brain.
Okay, no, listen. I think 100% no. That's so wrong, and that's like. You should never set a person up like that, especially like people. Sometimes you get in vulnerable situations. You set someone, no, 1,000,000%. Like that's so fucked. Like,
right. But do you agree with like that woman was with that pro athlete for 3 years and she deserves?
Okay, so I was thinking about that the other day because I was like, dude, what if like I got pregnant with some like. Not that I was like plotting, but I was thinking because I was on a deep dive about. This chick I read about, and I was just like, damn, you really went from that to this lifestyle? Like, and I was thinking, because I live like, I mean, I do fine. I have a good job and shit. Like, I take care of myself. I do good. I'm able to like, but like, for me to all of a sudden be getting like 20 grand a month, like my lifestyle would drastically change. You know what I mean? But like, that's like some chicks' child support from these dudes. And I'm just like,
and they say it's still not enough.
And I do think, like, take care of your kid, make them have a comfortable life. But, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm not one to say who should get what. I just think that kid should be taken care of. That kid's needs should be taken care of. Like,
but is it 20 grand's worth?
But when you go and you're purposely doing that just to elevate your life, like,
yeah, that's fucked up.
You know what I mean? Like, and then that causes trust issues with dudes and these pro athletes, because then it's like, you just want me because of my money. You just want like, you know what I mean? And like, it's not.
But then it's like, I think about that.
But how do you not feel guilty? Like, I don't know. This is where I get fucked up because I could never, ever use a dude for his money. I could never be a gold digger. If I don't like you, I can't say you're a fucking billionaire, but I can't stand you, or like, we don't really get along. I don't want you. Yeah. Like, I could never fake it to be with you just to get your money or just to get that. Like,
yeah, but there's
so I'll never understand that.
That's their job. That's their job. They make it their job.
That's how they raised around, though. That's where, like, we got to raise people better. We got to raise people to have standards and, like, do things for the right reasons.
So
like,
are you... I don't know.
Happens.
I'm just thinking about these things.
Like, fucked up, though.
Should we be mad at the women who do it, or should we be mad at the men who fall for it? The pro athletes who fall for it?
Because no, I don't think you should ever blame the victim.
History shows that's been happening.
Yeah, he probably should have been smarter. Yeah, she's probably pretty. She probably had big titties. He probably got like, but like, who hasn't gone out? You know what I mean? Like,
big titties, they don't get it all.
You know, like, how many dudes have broken my heart time and time again just because I'm like, oh, but like, I love you, but you look, you know, like, we can't never blame the victim. If a dude gets used like that, you can't blame him.
But, you know, it's like the rappers and the athletes. I think a lot of times, like, they never would have had a chance if they didn't have the money they had.
And that's true too.
With a bad breezy, you know what I mean? Like,
that's why they get like, that's why they lose all that money, because they like, oh God.
Yeah. So like, I there's a fine line for me. I'm like, shit. you fell for the banana in the tailpipe, so now you got to pay for it. You know what I mean? But then I'm like looking at it like, damn, these women ain't right. But that's their job.
We just like bring everyone up to have like where men don't fall for that, where women aren't doing that, where you know what I mean? Then like we're all doing things for the right reason. Yeah. We're just living in a society that's caught up in doing shit for all the wrong reasons. We need some moral. I don't know.
Who's your best Hall of Famer wide receiver in your mind at the Cowboys?
Okay.
History. I don't know.
Shotgun question.
These
Hold on. Okay.
This shit pops up in my head. I'd be thinking like,
I think
if you had to name one,
Irvin. I think
Michael Irvin, running back. What about a running back?
Oh, Emmitt Smith, all day
over Tony Dorsett.
But see, Tony Dorsett wasn't my era.
It doesn't matter.
It does, because when you live through it and that's your boy, as a little girl, that was my idol. Emmitt Smith was my everything. I looked up to him.
Stop
I had a shirt that listen, so in fifth, I grew up with brothers. I grew up in a neighborhood of boys. I was always the tomboy. I was always the girl that like, no, I can show you boys. I'm tougher than you. I can do this better than you. I would rock it. I'm not joking. Remember when No Fear was like a big thing?
Yeah.
I had a shirt that said 4th and goal, Emmitt in the backfield. ... Not a problem. I wore that in my big poofy starter Cowboys jacket around, and you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, Emmitt Smith was who I looked up to. That was like my idol. I still to this day fucking love Emmitt Smith. Like,
I get it.
No, Emmitt's my all-time favorite Cowboy.
But you can't dismiss before him.
No, I don't dismiss it at all, but I don't have the same love. You're asking me my favorite.
I get it.
I'm not saying the best.
I get it, but like you say, oh, that's my era. Emmitt Smith's my era, but like you still should know about Tony Dorsett.
I didn't say I don't know about him.
Okay.
See, this is why me and Ty fight, you guys, because I never said I don't know about him. You asked me who my favorite running back was. I told you who my favorite running back was.
And it ain't your era.
I know about Tony Dorsett.
Okay, so Emmitt
you didn't
Smith.
ask me to name the Cowboys running back.
Emmitt Smith, quarterback. The only era you know is Troy Aikman.
It's not the no. You know, Troy's not my. I love you, Troy. Troy shares. No, Troy's birthday is one day after mine.
Do you have a favorite one? You might not even have one all time favorite.
Right now, it's Dak. If you ask me right now,
you're right. I forgot about Dak because he's not elite as Troy.
I mean, like, you know what? Like, I did like Romo, and I always wanted Romo to succeed, but I didn't have a part of me that was like, I love Romo. Like,
Tony Romo.
There's something with Dak. I told you, listen, it is this year, now or never. Dak, I am believing in you through this year. You either do it or I have to give up, because everyone is like telling me I'm so wrong on this. But like, there was not quarterback. I mean, Aikman, yeah, but
how many Super Bowls did it get?
Sometimes I feel like Aikman hates on the Cowboys though, and Aikman doesn't ever want to see the Cowboys.
Doing that, like the little,
him and Joe
I ain't even
Buck,
a Cowboy fan. I'll be like, damn, he's throwing shade.
Yes, he's like the ex who doesn't want to see him. You know what I mean? Bitter. Like, you see your ex with someone, like, oh no, fuck them. Look at how stupid they look. Look at they ain't good enough.
I feel like him and Favre are the same. Brett Favre, some shady motherfuckers. They be throwing shades. Aaron Rodgers.
Do you know that the only thing that got me past our last episode when we fought about Aaron and Dak, do you know what I was told this week?
Disagreement.
You're so wrong. No, that really irritated me to my core. Like, that had me hot and heavy. That anyone even, and I was on a mission to like prove until no one agreed. But then I like got too busy and I ran out of time. But do you know the only thing that get me over that was someone said I looked like Ivanka Trump this week, and I was like,
oh, that's fucked up.
Mind you, like,
that pissed you off.
Mind you, it was like someone who I feel like it was just like generalizing a white girl with blonde hair and a fake tan, and like I was like,
that pissed you off.
I was like, okay, well, this is the only thing to make me more mad than Ty trying to say that. That was the only thing to get me past that.
Calling you Trump. I mean, what's her name?
Ivanka.
I think I would go with probably the obvious, Jerry Rice. You would say Joe Montana, but I think I would go with Steve Young because I love his mobility.
Is the best quarterback?
Yeah, for me, like you said, right? Because I love his mobility. Even though he only got one Super Bowl and he's been on multiple teams, I love his style of play. I love Joe Montana too.
Wait, how many Super Bowls does Montana have?
He got us 4.
Montana got you guys 4? Oh, shit. So you guys only shit with Montana. You can only get 1 without him.
How many Troy
At least
Aikman
we've... Okay, maybe I should have.
Matter of fact, how many Dak got?
Well, I don't know how many Troy has. Troy has 2 or 3. Because we got 3 on our run, but
Was Troy the quarterback? I think he was the quarterback in 90.
Well, yeah, in the
96.
90s.
96, right? Yeah, he was a quarter. He got 1, right?
But I don't.
I think the other one was it Roger Staubach to play for y'all?
Well, the first one.
Yeah.
Was it the first one or 2? See,
But it's funny how like your laugh turned into some shit.
Well, because I thought, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, I should have researched this before I talked.
That shit turned.
I should look this up.
The smiles turned to frowns.
Well, because like honestly, when it comes to that type of stuff, like my brain don't. I gotta go look it up to make sure I'm right. Yeah.
But yeah, I like Joe. Running back. Damn, we got so many. I don't
even feel like you guys had any memorable ones.
Fuck out of here, really? Then you made me go high pitch on you.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
I didn't even realize
We got, man, Roger Craig.
I struck a nerve.
Man, Ricky Waters, Garrison Hurst.
Never heard of.
Frank Gore.
Never heard of.
Man, we can go on.
I'm just hating.
I know.
I've heard of.
I know.
All right, well, hey, we got to wrap this shit up.
Right, Roger Craig. I like the high knee drive.
Nah.
There's so many good ones.
No, because Roger Craig, wasn't he the one during the catch era?
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so we're going to wrap this up.
You're such a hater.
By turning back to baseball because it is baseball season.
The catch era, though.
Do you know at my old church? Okay, last thing real quick, and then we're already.
No, we're going to turn to baseball.
But at my old church, like this guy came to speak and he used to play on the 49ers. And like, I forget his name, but during this, he was talking and the way he was like, and you know, they like put pictures up and stuff. And so he was talking about his career. And I was sitting there and I was just like, oh, you played during the catch. Oh, you played on the catch. Oh, like I didn't even listen. Like, I couldn't get past, like, he's a 49er. Why are you at my... This is so wrong. God, why are you doing this to me? Like...
Who made the catch?
Dwight Clark. I fucking hate... That name is... See, you want to know trauma. Shit that's trauma. That sticks in my mind. I can't remember anything else. Can't remember any other names, but shit that's traumatic. Yeah, I remember that. That was not even...
Rest in peace.
Anyways, hey, well, thank you for tuning in to episode 5 of the Be4Real podcast. And check us out on YouTube and on Instagram, Be4Real. And hey, we will be back. Cheers. Yes. Even though I drank all my champagne, we'll pour another glass and cheers off camera.
We'll pour up again.